What's up guys, Dr. Aaron McInerney here with Revival Performance Physical Therapy, and today I'm going to be showing you guys an exercise that stretches your nerve. So particularly your median nerve. So this is the nerve that goes all the way down into these three fingers here. So not so much these ones, these are your ulnar nerve, median nerve. So this is also affected with carpal tunnel, so it goes through that carpal tunnel. You can see here, we drew it out on Gabby here. So it goes through that carpal tunnel. So if you get numbness and tingling into this area, so not so much this is the ulnar, but this area or even if it's just part of the area or any of this region, then it could be that this nerve is tensioned or too tight. So just like muscles can get tight, nerves can get tight, and they need to get a little bit stretched out, or what we call nerve flossing. So that nerve goes from the neck all the way down into the fingertips right here. So when we floss it, it's kind of like we're pulling from one side to the other side and kind of flossing it through its pathway to kind of loosen it up along where it goes and just let it move and glide a little bit better. So how we're going to do this is we're just gently going to loosen that up by going into this position that tensions that the most. So what we'll do first is kind of get in a good position. So shoulders just in a neutral position so you're not too far forward and rounded like this, and then your head's not too far forward or extended up. So chin's a little bit back in a neutral position from the side. You're not too far rounded here. You're not super back, but that's okay if you're just in this neutral position here, and your head's not too far forward. It's kind of just in that neutral position. Keeping this shoulder blade down, or that shoulder down like this so it's not shrugged up. And then what you're gonna do is you can even start in this position where you're turning your hand out and then you're keeping your fingers extended so they're just like that, and then bringing that hand back behind you with those fingers staying extended just like that. So they're not curling under. If there's a lot of tension there, it might be enough tension for some of you in that position, and that's all you do. So any of these steps, once you feel some tension, you just go barely into that because you don't want to go too aggressive on this, or else that nerve will kind of get achy. Probably not going to injure it by going aggressive on it, but it just can kind of ache for a little while if you go too intense on this. Nerves are a little temperamental, and they just kind of ache for a while if you go too aggressive. So on all these, we're just going to do about 10 sets, so just a little stretch, then come out of it for about 10 times, and you can do that a couple times throughout the day. So we'll depress the shoulder, what's called abducting the arm here, extending the elbow, so you can do these in any order, but depressing the shoulder, extending the elbow, extending at the wrist, extending at the fingers and the thumb. So, and then this is in supination is what that's called, so that this part's up like that. And then the last piece is bringing that ear to that shoulder and kind of looking down into that armpit over here. That's gonna feel the most tension. So most of you guys, a lot of y'all probably won't even be able to get to that. If we're giving this to you, it's probably because this is tight. And so somewhere along that progression is where you'll start to feel it. So just go into that little bit of a tension and then come out of that. So then with this, we're gonna glide it through its pathway. So you can pretend like there's a string on your head and your hands, keeping those fingers extended, and then you're flexing the wrist and flexing the head, or side bending the head. So you can do that at the elbow, or you can do that just at the wrist here. So bring the head that way, bring the head that way. So you can notice it's basically like a puppet on a string there. And you just probably feel that, you feel that pull through there all the way down into your fingers here. So that's what we're gonna do. Go pretty gentle on it. You can bend just at that elbow to feel that. You can bend just at that wrist. You can bend just at the fingers. You can bend just at the shoulder. Doesn't really matter which joint you pick to kind of find more or less tension when you're taking that tension on and off, but just find that tension, barely budge into it, don't go too aggressive, and then come back off of it. Do about 10 sets or 10 reps, a couple sets throughout the day, and have fun.